Okay, there we go. Put a one if you can hear me. Put a one if you can hear me. I didn't get a chance to test the sound out. But in the meantime, between time, I'll try. Oh, okay. I think we are good. Yep, we're good. Okay. So, good morning, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Um, it's been a while. I've been missing in action from these streams for what I don't know, a whole month. Um, yeah, for like a whole month now. Um, but trust me when I tell you, I've been seeing exactly, what's been going on out here in the world. It's been a lot going on. Obviously, you know, we in the end times. We are in some very wicked times. Um, they say America is the land of the free, but if you ask me, it's the land of the wicked, the land of sin. Like I said, shout out to my husband in the live stream who's actually moderating, who won't, be moderating for long because he has his own thing that he does. So, um, yeah, there's a few things, a few subjects I want to touch, maybe one or two, who knows. Um, First off, I just want to start off by being straightforward, very, very transparent that, you know, you women, you women, you harlots, you disgust me. When you have no self respect whatsoever, you don't care about the way that you carry yourself, you disgust me. You don't care about the way that you carry yourself in front of your children either, you disgust me. Y'all women are definitely making this world a much more worse place than it already is with the way that y'all dress. If it wasn't for the way that you present yourself, and I'm not trying to say this as an excuse because men should not be weak minded, okay? Men should not be weak at all. But when you put on what you put on and you come outside, you are going to bring out the lust in men, the creepiness, the pedos, the weirdos. I mean, you just going to draw attention from all over. You're going to draw attention from other women as well. Because when you decide that, hey, this is what I'm going to put on, see, my thing is like, it's how, one thing that I don't understand is how women try to sit here and they make it seem like They didn't know what they were putting on. They make it seem like they had no clue, no idea. Like the clothing that they have on just mysteriously or magically appeared on their skin. Then when they get confronted about it or when it gets talked about, it's like, who are you to judge? How can you judge me? What are you looking at? Oh, she's just a hater. Blah, 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 blah. It's always an excuse as to, oh, it's just fashion. What are you, a model or something? I'm just saying. You come out into a world, though. A world that has little children that you got to bypass, elderly people, all different types of people. And you don't care how you present yourself because nobody should be judging you anyway. A lot of these women are a part of the problem in society. They are. A lot of them are. And like I said, that is no excuse to the men who continue to lust and fall weak to their own flesh. Like that's no excuse. But you got to know, as a woman, it's a way that you carry yourself. In that way, you carry yourself with respect. Y'all be sitting up here talking about, you a woman of God and all of this, but you dress like a whore. You present yourself like a whore. No woman of God is uncovered. No woman of God, no real woman of God is uncovered. Real women and real women, God's children, cover themselves. We don't use the heat as an excuse either. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. I didn't expect y'all to come in here and be weird and negative and all of that. So I do want to let y'all know that there is guidelines to this channel. So if you don't know, you about to know now. You come in here negative, you come in here off topic, you will be blocked and removed from the stream like I'm about to do now, because I am not going to address negative comments. And I definitely do not want my chat filled up with that. With that negativity, with that hatred, with the bots. I don't want to see it. There you go. In the place where you need to be. Time out. A lot of you adults need time out. A lot of y'all need some time out. Like some little children. It's a doggone shame how you women have little girls and you're dressing your little girl like a whore as well. You're teaching her to not respect herself at a young age, just like you. If you don't understand that you are a scum bag, then I just want to let you know now. Because it really gives me like a real righteous anger when I see these things. For the last, I believe since, if I'm not mistaken, Monday, what's today? Thursday. These days going by so fast. Monday, we have been having a heat wave. And we're not the only state. A lot of other states, pretty much the whole map, if you ask me, has been having a heat wave. And we've been getting the high 90s, triple digit weather. We've been getting 105, 109. And when I tell you, the women, okay, I'm pretty sure y'all know exactly what I'm about to say. The women have been using this weather as a scapegoat to dress extremely revealing, disgusting. They dress like this in front of their children with no shame whatsoever. They come out in public like that with no shame whatsoever. And they dare somebody to say something to them about it. There was a few times where I had to go outside. And unfortunately, my daughter was with us and I had to turn her head because there was so many different women. I mean, you got females of all ages, little young girls, 4 years old, 5 years old, just disgusting. I mean, you can't blame the kids, you gotta blame the parents for allowing their daughters to put this on or putting it on them and letting them come outside. You gotta be a real fool to let your 4-year-old daughter wear some biker shorts with a half top. Some biker shorts with a half top. You gotta be a real idiot. You don't even consider the times that we living in and how many creeps and pedophiles is out here. Then y'all be the first ones to scream and shout, "Oh, he touched my baby. He touched her." You wanted your baby to be touched. You didn't protect her. You had no intentions to protect her before she walked outside the house. No intentions. You just thought about how cute she'll look. "Ooh, girl, I'm about to do your hair like this. And I'm going to put this outfit on you like this. Because it's too hot anyway. So just because it's too hot, that means let me put you in some biker shorts and a half top. So that these older men that are already sick in the minds, even men that haven't even been deemed as being sick in the minds, start to become attracted to little girls and teenagers. Next thing you know, they creeping. You think just because a person has been to jail for being a pedo or a creep, you think those are the only pedos and creeps out here? Oh, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. And it's women too. That's what y'all fail to realize. Women are pedos and creeps as well. Creepy. Real creepy. And they ain't never been locked up before for it. They've never had a restraining order put on them before. They've never been deemed as a pedo. But I'm telling you, Let me get y'all up out of here. Cause man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of creeps out here. You got pastors of the church that are creeps. Your own family members that you would have never thought. You would have never thought that auntie was creeping and she a creep. She looking at your young daughter too. She actually looking at your sons. That's why she always want them to spend the night. And you don't even realize it because you're so dumbfounded and stuck into the world that you don't even realize that your children, you don't even realize that your children are caught in a web of being surrounded by pedos and creeps. Just like how a lot of y'all were so gullible and dumbfounded to the point where you never thought that this system, this entire government system is full of creeps and pedos. The celebrities are full of creeps and pedos. How could you not know? How could you not know? You're feeding your children to the wolves when you let them come outside, especially the little young girls. Let them come outside dressed like whores just like you. This society will eat them alive. These people don't care. They don't care about kids anymore. They don't care to respect children anymore. They don't care about the stuff that they do around children. These people are so sick that they will snatch your child up. They will. Even while you hold in their hand, they'll snatch them up. See, a lot of y'all don't even walk with y'all children and hold their hands anyway. The only thing you got in your hand all day is your cell phone. Head down in the cell phone. This person in the chat obviously wants me to address them. Prime example. Prime example. Living in a land full of sin, dwelling in sin, want me to congratulate their sin, want me to justify their sins, don't want me to speak up and talk about it. That's the problem with this world. They don't want you to talk about it. When you talk about it, you're just so hopeless. Oh, come on. This is America. Let us live. Let us have fun. That's the problem. That's all y'all care about is fun and celebrations. You know? All y'all care about is fun, celebrations, and continuing to do wrong. Nobody cares about keeping their soul alive in the times that we live in. The only hopeless person is the person that wants to continue to dwell in their sin while living in a world full of sin. That's the only hopeless person. Those are people that have no hope, actually. No faith. Nothing. Just a dark soul, empty on the inside. A brain, but no cells. Just a brain that's just sitting in their head, rotting away. No cognitive thinking skills whatsoever. No spiritual growth whatsoever. No wisdom, no knowledge, nothing. They're just a person. Yeah. And a lot of these people, they want you to keep being quiet. Like, I'm sure that's why a lot of people was probably excited that I wasn't on here for a while. Because they like, yes, I'm so glad that she's done talking. She didn't gotta talk no more. Nobody wants to hear her talk about God anyway. Nobody wants to keep hearing her talk about the things that we're doing wrong. She's always trying to judge someone. When you leave this earth, you're going to be judged for sure. There is a lot of judgment that is happening right now before your very eyes, but a lot of y'all are so blinded that you don't even see that. All you see is the science. It's always the science behind something. Oh, well, underneath the earth, this is what caused it. Oh, this never happens over here. This is just crazy how we're finally getting like an earthquake. Like, for instance, I live in Illinois. There was a 3.5 magnitude earthquake the other day here in Illinois, downstate Illinois, actually. And the people that were being interviewed on the news were talking about how, oh, this is not happening very long time, but it rarely happens. Like, this is just crazy. You want to know why? Because they don't believe in God. That's why. A lot of y'all people are hopeless, actually, because you don't believe in God. You believe that there is a God. You believe that there is a God somewhere high up in the clouds. He must be doing something, right? Because you got that house. He must be doing something because you got that car. He must be doing something, but your belief is not that strong in him. Your belief in God is only beneficial. It's only beneficial. Welcome in. You know, a lot of people don't believe in God until, you know, they are about to receive something, like a direct deposit, where they already received something. A lot of people don't call on God until there is a tragedy. Oh, God. And even when they call his name, they call his name out of anger. God, no. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? So many questions that you have for God, right? You're angry with God. That's the truth. A lot of y'all are angry with God. You know, just a society, a land of sin. People are so caught up in this world. They're caught up in the celebrations. They're caught up in, the heat wave. Especially, like I said in the beginning of this stream, these women, like I was just talking about, they want to use this heat wave as an excuse to be harlots. They want to use this weather as an excuse. to be harlots. Well, if you love the science, that's on you. But I know who I love. I love God and I believe in God. And I know that there is a God, you know. This is the this is God's judgment upon this land. You see the earthquakes happening everywhere, the scorching hot temperatures. And people, they really not paying attention to that. They just like, oh man, this is good weather for July. We get to go to the beach. We get to go to the water park. We get to go here. We get to go there. This is amazing. They don't even care to think about the judgment behind it. Realistically, in the month of June, even though we're in July now, but realistically, in the month of June, I don't even remember it being this hot. I really don't. You know, if anything, it will reach like maybe 80, you know, 84. And then the month of July, you got the high 70s, mid 80s. And then obviously in August and September is the hottest months. You know, that's when the heat comes for real. I barely hear anybody talking about that. They don't care. They just care about how they can actually get out and enjoy it while telling other people to stay cool. Stay in the house, stay cool, stay under the air conditioner. Make sure you guys have the fans going. Don't use your stove. Don't use your oven. While they go out here and figure out a reason to be a whore in 97-degree weather. And I'm gonna get you out of here because I feel like you just distracting the chat anyway. You know, a land full of sin. A land full of sin. Nobody has the nobody has the ability anymore to carry themselves with respect. You know, everybody has gotten to a point in their lives where they thrive off of disrespect. For some odd reason, it just seems like disrespect is the new thing now. They love disrespect. I remember once upon a time, people were big and heavy on respect. Now it's like disrespect is just cool. You know, even the older generation are completely disrespectful. The young children, as it is, you know, you already got young little kids extremely disrespectful. They so disrespectful, they disrespect their grandparents. You know, they talk back to them, and then the grandparents think it's cool. They use that as a way for their young little grandchildren to go viral on TikTok. Oh, look at my little granddaughter disrespecting me. She's so cute. Look at my son. He's disrespectful. He's so beautiful. Since when did boys and men become beautiful, by the way? When I tell you this society is just completely backwards. It don't make no sense. Boys and men are now beautiful, and they're beautiful as ever. Their skin is flawless. Their skin is beautiful. It's not even handsome anymore, because handsome, what is that word? This society is so backwards. These women love effeminate men now. When I tell you, my husband is a walking threat just for being masculine, it's sick everywhere we go. Majority of the times, I'm not going to make it seem like he is just completely disrespected by the world, but he is hated by the world. Majority of the people hate him. He does get respect, you know what I'm saying? But, this world, they hate him, simply put, masculinity. Because masculinity is completely unheard of. Masculinity means that, you know, um, the man is too dominant, too powerful. Masculinity means that the man must be abusing you. He gotta be black in your eyes or something. He gotta be treating you with such disrespect or something. He has to be controlling you. And in order for him to be so masculine, he needs a job. Because in their eyes, a masculine man should not be without. Even if he calls himself a man of God, he should not be without anything. This world loves and glorifies effeminate men, men that are obviously, when you look at their appearance and you see the beard, obviously they're a man. But the women, they love the dangling earrings. They love the painted fingernails. They love all of the piercings. They love it. They love the extremely tight pants. Pants so tight, it can actually be man's. Like, how are you a man wearing pants that are actually tighter than the ones that I have? And you still manage to sag? I just don't get it. They love it. The half tops, you know what I'm saying? They love it. The chains hanging and dangling from these men's pants, they love it. The choke necklace that the men wear, they love it. No real masculine man wears stuff like that. But these women, they love the soft era of men. They love a man that they can take full blown control of. And I'm not talking about just in the bedroom. I'm talking about they love to be in control over the man. Oh, how the tables have turned. Oh, how the tables have turned. Men are so afraid to be masculine because they feel like, with masculinity, I won't be accepted into this world. Why do you care about someone else's judgment of you being who you should be, which is a man, being masculine? You want to be deemed as soft? They be the main ones talking about, my mama ain't raised no punk. My daddy ain't raised no punk. but you can't even stand up to your own wife. I'm just saying. She telling you what to do. She telling you, you better make sure every last thing around this house is paid up or we are getting a divorce. And I could just hear the women now. Yeah, of course. Because if he ain't paying for nothing, he needs to get out. See, and this is exactly how a lot of you women end up being single. And it's hard for you to find love afterwards. Because the majority of y'all have good men in your life that you turn these good men into, effeminate men. And I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of these men are weak. They already weak. Unfortunately, you're making them weaker. See, because I was gonna say, truthfully, us women, we save our men. We are saving them. Excuse me. Truthfully, us women are, we're saving our men from the flesh. Truthfully. And when you continue to treat them like, oh, babes, those big pants, it don't look right on you. Here, put these on. The fitted jeans, the tight ones. Ooh, yes, you look so good in those, babe. No, that big shirt that falls over over your pants buckle, over the belt buckle. Babe, that shirt is too big. Put this one on. Now you got him with a half top on. And I mean the men just as soft, weak minded. They love these women so much they not even realizing. They not even trying to stand up for what they know is right, which is nah, this ain't right. I shouldn't be wearing this. Instead, they like, man, she said I look good with this on. I got a half top on. Man, I gotta get some more of these. These is actually pretty cool. What's this, Gucci? I mean, you can't make this up. So anyway, kind of slightly got off topic a little bit in that little part, but you know, men shouldn't be weak. They really shouldn't. You know, us as women, we are supposed to be submissive to our husbands, to our men. We're supposed to be letting them lead, but it's not going down that way now. It's like the women are leading. The women are the ones that are leading. The men are becoming a lot more softer and submissive to the women because all she got to do is tell you that if you stop working that job that you want to so desperately stop working it because your mind not in the right place right now. You got to sit down for a second. You got to do some thinking. You got to, pick up another job somewhere else. All you got to do is tell her that and she's ready to sign them papers. Papers. Yep. She going to be ready to sign them papers. Then she'll be on the phone in no time talking to her friends, telling them, girl, I'm single now. and I don't never want another man ever again. I can do bad all by myself. You know, now she's team no man, now she team single. And you know, truth is, our men save us from our flesh as well. Seriously. Because when you don't have a man to lead you, when you don't have a man at all, and you have no man to lead you, what does that make you? Gullible. That just makes you a lot more, you know, what is the word that I'm looking for? I don't know. I can't even think right now, but basically, you know, society will eat you alive as well because you will be a harlot in no time. You know, especially if you don't carry yourself with respect and you put yourself around people that don't carry themselves with respect. If you have no desire to maintain a close relationship with God, oh, for sure, society will chew you alive. And then if you stand with the mindset of you don't want no man and you can do bad all by yourself after you just got out of a 12-year marriage, 4 kids, 12 years. I'm telling you. I mean, a lot of these women just feel like, nah, I'm good. I don't want no man no more. You want to know why? Because, y'all, the truth is, they would rather be alone. And you want to know, there's a real nasty, dark truth behind them wanting to be alone. Because when they're alone, they get to do the things that they've lusted for a very long time. When they were in a marriage, they couldn't be free enough to do it. When they were in a relationship, they couldn't be free enough to do it. But now when they're alone, they can satisfy themselves. Yep. Trust me, you don't even know the things that they be hiding in their closets. All of the toys that they use, they can satisfy themselves, let alone the craziest part is low key they're attracted to women. That's why a lot of these females be out here. Babe, I'm gonna go hang with the besties tonight. Babe, I'm going over my sister's house. Oh yeah, they going to sis house, cuzzo house. They linking up. See, a lot of y'all men believe that these women, you know, are only able to be attracted to other men, or you know, based on how they look, men are attracted to them. But it really be the ones that you see them hanging with almost every day. It really be the ones that they're on the phones with all time of the night, which is sis or their bestie. Yeah. They linking up, they having girls night out. Oh, they having girls night out, all right. Oh yeah, I said it. No, a lot of y'all women probably gonna be mad at this because I'm telling the truth. It's the truth. And a lot of these men don't even know that your girl, and I'm not saying this is the case because I know a lot of people, some people just don't have no brain cells. So it's like you gotta like break things down to them and help them to understand like what it is that you're saying so they won't get things twisted. So you won't get it twisted. I'm not saying that this is the case for all relationships, all marriages. I am saying what I have seen before. I am saying what actually still goes on right now. These women ain't going to go really kick it with no dude. They're kicking it, your girl, your wife, that best friend that she always around. Trust me when I tell you, she always around her for a reason. They are doing things, okay? And it ain't just, oh, we going for a drink. We're just going to go have a little fun. Y'all men better pay attention. See, if you ask me, I think that, and this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I think that women are more. I think that women are a lot more secretive and sneaky with the cheating than men, because it's a lot more easier for a woman to play it off. You know, all they gotta do is just say they're gonna be with their bestie or sis, you know, and you wouldn't even think nothing of it, because in the back of your mind, if you even do think that she's cheating, you assume that it'll be with another man. Trust me, some of y'all wives and y'all girlfriends have secret desires that they will never tell you about. And you will never know. A land of sin. Married couples getting divorced after getting divorces after divorces after divorces. People are getting married, and within 3 months or less than a year, they signing divorce papers. How is that? Shouldn't even be normal. Why are y'all sitting up here playing with marriage? Marriage is nothing to play. I don't see marriage as a game. When there is someone that you desire to spend the rest of your life with, and this is on both ends, the man and the woman, why waste your time? Why play any type of games? I mean, y'all make it seem like marriage is just a short-term relationship. You get married, get into an argument, next thing you know, you getting divorced. You get married, have financial issues, next thing you know, it's a divorce. You get married after you done been with this person for 10 years, 11 years, finally get married to them and realize that they never wanted kids. Now it's time to get a divorce. I mean, people are getting divorces for any little thing. He don't want to come around my family. No, I'm getting a divorce because something is wrong with him if he doesn't want to come around my family. It's like simple things that can be talked out. It just results in a divorce. Then you got a world not only full of sin, but single, lonely people that just behind closed doors, they actually love being alone because they get to fulfill their lust when they're alone versus being in a relationship. A lot of people out here will force themselves into relationships. You know, a land of sin. And you know, since that person wanted to come in here and say, oh, you're hopeless or whatever, a land of sin, a land of hopelessness. People that have no intentions to get right whatsoever because they don't feel that there is any importance in getting right with God. They feel like this world is just, it is what it is. I mean, we're able to celebrate, we're able to go to work, we're able to make money. I mean, yeah, we may have to work about 3 or 4 or 5 different jobs, but so what? Have kids, then the kids get on your nerves. Get into a marriage, then get a divorce, get into a relationship and become completely unstable in the mind. To now you can jump from that relationship to 10 other different guys or 10 other different women. Still going to concerts even after you didn't see so many different tragedies with these concerts. It don't make no sense. Not even just that, but I mean, you know that these celebrities are demonic, but hey, you know, you're a demon too, so why not? Right? I saw the comment section of the Chris Brown concert and somebody said with the hearts, someone said on demon time. And I was like, man, this world is just, they sick. You know? You got people up here talking about, well, I mean, I already know I'm going to hell, so. And just, it's crazy because this is exactly what me and my husband was just talking about earlier. Or was it yesterday? He said people be out here talking about they already know they going to hell. No, you don't. You don't know where you going. You don't know where, but you know what? If you could, when you have, like I said, the intentions to continue to do wrong, of course, you know you on your way to hell. Of course. But see, what you fail to realize is you are already experiencing your first hell right now in this world. Your first hell that you're experiencing is right now. How is that possible? How am I experiencing hell? Because you're being tormented from within. When you have no desire to do right, to be right, to get right with God whatsoever, trust me, you are experiencing hell already from within. No, I'm not, because I go to work. Doesn't matter. You sit there and you wonder, why is it bad things keep happening to you? Why is it that your mind keep doing a 360 every single day? You can't seem to make up your mind. Why is it that you really be mad all the time? You always depressed and you always despise those or others that seem to keep a smile upon their face, you know, that bring the light. You don't like that. You don't even want to be around positivity because, like, what is that? You would prefer darkness. You would prefer getting drunk. You would prefer getting high. All of the things that you're not supposed to do. You would prefer to be conformed of the world. A world full of sin. That's the first hell that you are experiencing right now. Before you actually reach your final destination, which is the lake of fire. And that is going to be a lot more worse than what you're experiencing upon this earth. Or my bad, what you're experiencing from within. You don't want to be at peace. You know, I can talk about it because I've been there. I've been there. I've been soulless, empty on the inside before. For a while, actually. And thanks be to God, you know, I ended up finding myself through my journey, along my journey. We all have our own journeys. But see, the problem with this world is this sinful world. It's the fact that they try to figure out different ways to alter their journey. They try to figure out different ways to alter their journey. Oh man, if I just work every single day and just keep my keep myself busy, stay low key, hang out with the guys, hang out with the girls, go here, go there, go everywhere, you know, jump in and out of relationships, whatever the case may be. Watch and see what's going on with the politics, watch and see what's going on with, celebrity gossip. Oop, that didn't happen over the internet. Oop, Carmelo Anthony and saying, oh my God, the baby didn't got burned up in a fire. I mean, people will keep their minds going, keep themselves busy to steer themselves away from understanding who they are. And they'll do that to steer themselves in a whole nother direction so that they won't get better. They know that they need to get better, but they don't want that. They feel like that's too much work. I'll try some other time. I know something wrong with me, but I mean, I don't feel like it right now. It's way too much work and energy that I need to put into that. Oh, they didn't have an earthquake over there. Oh my God, it's raining, pouring down over there. They're having floods. Oh, did you see the tornadoes? Oh my God. People will keep their minds going. Did you hear about that executive order that Trump just signed? We'll figure out anything there is to talk about or to dive so deep into instead of standing in the mirror and saying, self, it's about that time. Time for us to go on a whole transition. God, I need your help with this one. I'm not right as a person. It's time for me to be right. And God, I need you to help me. They don't want to do that. Too much pride. A land full of sin and a land full of pride. No one has the courage, and I'm not saying nobody at all, but the majority of the world does not have the courage to be right. Because too much like right is actually wrong. When you are empty and soulless, you despise others that are right. When you are empty and soulless, you despise people that have God in their lives. And apparently the people that live with God in their hearts are, they practice cult religions, in your eyes. But it's okay for you to indulge in witchcraft, though. Oh, they're a part of a cult religion. They unrealistically believe in God. There is no such thing. People are willingly starting to admit, though, at this point, that they really they don't take God serious. I mean, like I said, they believe that there is a God, but they don't even understand the things that God is capable of. That's why they blame everything on the science. It's the science, the science. You know, it's what's underneath. What's underneath the surface. That's what's going on. See, what happened was, you know, the waves, it crashed like that, and it caused a mass destruction because of what is deep in the earth. It's a lot of illnesses going on. I mean, there's so many different diseases right now. It don't make no sense. Birth pains. But see, the thing about that is people, they say that stuff, and I mean, and they say birth pains and they really don't understand what they're saying. They don't understand what they're saying. If y'all don't see how things are piling up on top of one another, you need to pay attention again. It's so many different things that are happening all at once. It's to the point where you can't even keep up with it. That's why people try to occupy themselves through working all day, or people try to occupy themselves through, you know, finding out what's the latest trends on these social media sites. They don't want to hear anything about what's really going on, which is birth pains. They don't what? They don't want to hear that. When I tell you, this land is full of sin. I mean, I really don't know what else to say. Because that's all you see. That's all you see in this world, in America. Even when you go to other countries, unfortunately. See, a lot of people be feeling like, yep, I'm going to get my passport and I'm just going to escape. I'm going to escape America. And I'm going to get away from America. Because this keeps happening. Because that keeps happening. Because this country is just too much. But see, the thing is, what exactly are you escaping if you're not right with God? You can run as far as you want, but you still can't run from yourself. A lot of people don't even realize that not only is the people around them the issue, and the world that they live in is the issue, but the issues are from within. That's the real issue. That's the real issue that you can't escape. And the only way that you'll be able to escape that is through doing what? Making sure you get right with God. Making sure that you get right with God. I mean, people will pay to get a passport, pay thousands and thousands of dollars to move across the country, and still be having problems with them, with their own selves, and blaming everybody else. Next thing you know, they back in America again. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You can't even realize that your soul needs some cleansing. Before you left your home country, America, you were supposed to take care of yourself from within first. That way, when you leave, you good. You know how to carry yourself. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not going to be perfect. We still going to have ups and downs because obviously it's the journey. So along your journey, you're going to run into a lot of problems, but you know, you got to learn how to carry your cross. You got to. Ain't nobody else going to do it for you. That's the problem with this world now. People will project on you what they cannot carry and what they refuse to carry, which is their cross. They want you to carry the cross for them because it's too much to bear. The weight is just too much. It's too heavy. And if they fall, they're afraid they ain't going to be able to get back up. They're not even going to have the energy to be able to get back up and continue to carry it unless somebody else is helping them. That's the problem. That's the problem. So if you didn't know then, you know now. You can move far away from America if you want to. You can leave. You can leave. But if you're dead on the inside, what exactly are you escaping? You might as well stay here. If you dead on the inside and you haven't realized that yet, and you want to blame everybody else for your problems, and you have no intentions to be right, you might as well just don't waste your money. Don't waste your money and don't waste your time. I see it all the time, all over YouTube and stuff like that. These women are packing up. You know, they're doing the, what's the new trend I've been seeing lately? You know, we're moving. And either they move into another state or they move into another country with their children and their husband. And they explain the reason as to why they're moving. And I sit there and I just shake my head and I'm like, nobody in the comment section has common sense enough. Because see, the comment sections nowadays is just filled up with people that they want to help you justify, you know, your wrongdoings. They want to help you to continue to be blinded from what's really there right in front of your face. You want to know why? Because a lot of these people are lost and broken and soulless as well in the comment section. So of course they don't really have the ability to, you know, their pride is blinding them as well. So they can't see anything. It's like you've never come across people with common sense anymore. Even when because, you know, YouTube tends to hide the common sense comments. So you have to press on newest comments or whatever to see the people with the common sense. But even when you press on that, it seems like everybody is just lost still. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, I can't be the only one that's really like, I just keep scrolling because I'm like, I know I'm going to find somebody that's going to say something about this. No. If you ask me, 90% of this world or should I say 99% of this world is lost in the sauce. And it is barely anybody that is left upon this earth. God bless the ones like, you know, that are more like myself and my husband that actually get it. God bless, you know. But man, these people are so lost. It's to the point where they want to help you to continue to be blinded. And it's sad because the more that you have subscribers or followers that follow you on social media sites, that comment in your comment section, that are telling you the wrong thing, and you don't even realize that they're telling you the wrong thing because you're already blinded. The more that continues to happen, the deeper you will go into being conformed of this world. The more blinder you will become. You know, and then when a person tries to tell you what's right, I mean, when I tell you, you're gonna run on land, man, you're gonna be so deaf to the truth, it ain't gonna make no sense. This is exactly how people that have social medias and stuff like that with a lot of followers, this is why they become so deep into social media and lost, because they really are not being found. You know, they got a bunch of lost, soulless people following them, telling them, "Oh, that is so cute. I like that. Oh, y'all moving to Mexico? Wow. Oh, wow. Y'all moving to Australia? That is beautiful. Me and my partner are going to be doing that soon as well." But when you hear the reasoning as to why these people be moving, it's like, so you moving because of that. Not only just that, but when you scroll through their shorts or videos and you see what type of person they are, you like, I mean, who's really the problem here? You know? But you know, you can't be too much like right and try to tell them what areas they need to work on, because the first thing that is going to come out of their mouth is, who are you to judge me? Then they'll use their subscribers or followers as their backup, their bodyguards. You know, you try to tell a person to get right with God and they're like, "Oh, you're pushing your religion on me." Whoever said that getting right with God was a religion? Why does it have to be a religion? And let's be honest, y'all really think that believing in God and having a close relationship with God is actually witchcraft? They really think like that. People really think like that. Meanwhile, they're the ones that are practicing horoscopes and tarot card readings and you know, psychic readings and stuff like that. Watching paranormal activity and all of that weird stuff. But when you believe in God, it's just, and it's like, okay, I believe in God too. But you practice New Age Christianity. What are you talking about? You can't worship two masters. How you believe in God on one end And then on the other end, you doing horoscope readings and practicing in tarot card readings and stuff like that, and talking about a higher frequency and high energy and all of that. So, but yeah, like I was saying, people want to sit here and um, leave the country and leave and move to another state for crazy reasons. But the craziest thing is they have yet to fix themselves. It's just sad. People don't feel like they need to fix themselves. They don't feel like they need to work on themselves. You know? It's sad. And then, like I said, this is exactly why people turn around and they move right back to America. They gone for like 6 months to a year, and the whole entire time they complaining, talking about they homesick, calling all of their friends and family and everything. Can't wait to move back to America. So how is it back in America right now? What's the weather? What are they doing? I heard this and that is going on in our hometown. They just can't really stay away from it. Then they count the days down on their calendar. 3 more months to go being out here in this country. It is so boring. It is so different. I don't like the way that it's set up out here. Their laws are just crazy. I mean, it's cheap, but at the same time, yeah, they don't really have good education like how they did back in America. I mean, just the complaining and the murmuring and complaining. After you didn't sit there, after you didn't sit there for a whole year while you were back at home in America and decided that that is the place that you want to go. Because you feel like you did enough research enough to know that you'll be maneuvering into the right place. But now that you're there, you don't like it because you're homesick. So you come back to America and then you complain again. Where is the problem coming from? Who is really the problem? Tell me. Is it everybody else? Is it everybody else around you? Or is it the fact that your soul needs some cleansing? Is it the fact that you need to get right with God before you bust any moves? Because, see, God is not the author of confusion, you know? And you need to make a move when God tells you to make a move. A lot of y'all people just jump up and leave. And then when you get to a place that you had your when you get to a place that you had your mind set on for a very long time, when you finally get there, it's not anything that you expected it to be. Fix yourself. Fix yourself first. The same exact thing with relationships, with marriages, because I know way too many women out here that has jumped in marriages. They feel like, oh, I've been dating him for, we've been together for 5 years. We've been together for 10 years. And we finally decided to get married. but you still don't know who you really marrying. That's the crazy part. You still don't know. Because to be honest, the entire time that y'all were together, you didn't put God in that. You put the world in that. Your relationship that you've been in, and I could just see people now. I mean, 10 years is a long time. You might as well get married. Yeah, but at the same time, you want to know who you're marrying, though. Is this a God-fearing woman? Is this a God-fearing man? Is God involved at all? Because the minute that you tie the knot, you're going to be tied to their troubles. They're going to be tied to your troubles. And next thing you know, you'll be ready to get a divorce the next month after marrying them. Then you're going to be like, yeah, I think maybe, we should just be friends or just part ways. You just wasted all that time. Y'all broke one another. Instead of trying to really understand one another. People literally be sitting up here getting in relationships, in a relationship for 12 and 13 years. Then they finally get married, and when they get married, the marriage don't even work. Then it's like, yeah, we were just better off being friends, or maybe we were just better off staying in a relationship until we, really got to know each other. You will never get to know someone if they don't have God a part of their life. If God is not included in anything, you don't know them. You don't know them. Trust me. And they don't know you. Y'all just know that y'all been seeing one another for a very long time. Yeah, y'all been living with each other and everything. Yeah, you got kids and everything. Y'all done bought a house. Yeah, I mean, of course, everything of this world that you think that actually matters, yeah, that is happening. Yes, that is going on. But you still really don't know who this person is when they don't have God in the picture. When God is not in the picture, you don't know who you are with. That person can be practicing Satanism while you out at work and you don't even know it. I'm telling you, man. Y'all better, man, I'm telling you. The only way, and then see, a lot of people don't even know themselves. A lot of people don't know themselves. Quick to come to you and tell you about what you need to do with yourself, but they don't even know themselves. How don't they know themselves? And they are themselves. How they don't know themselves and they are themselves? Simple. Because they never took the time out to get right with God. They never took the time out to look themselves in the mirror and say, God, help me, please. And along with that, when you ask God for help, he gonna definitely give you some help. And you're not even gonna understand the help that he gives you. Because a lot of the help that he's gonna give you is straight up correction, conviction. You're not going to understand it because you're going to assume that everything is going wrong in your life when it's really not. It's the journey. And it's meant to, that correction is meant to transition you. Trust me. I learned that. And through the learning phases, I had to really understand that. I mean, I really had to understand that this is God fixing me up. Yes, it was times where I didn't understand so much that I started to get angry. And I'm like, what is happening? Why is this happening to me? But when I tell you, I thank God every single day. I would not be who I am right now. I wouldn't even be able to give y'all this little testimony right now about myself if it wasn't for God fixing me up and continuing to fix me up as well as I speak. And to be honest, if you ask me, that is majority of the reason why I've been gone for a whole month. Because I have been definitely fixing myself up every day. Getting better every day. Diving into the scriptures, diving deeper into the scriptures, understanding the scriptures, understanding who I am, who He wants me to be. And people don't understand, man, like when you carrying your cross, the weight of your cross is gonna be heavy. But you gotta have that strength from within. You gotta have that faith to know that you can do it. You'll be able to bear it. You'll be able to carry it. That's the problem. A lot of people are actually weak. They can't do it. That's why they'd just rather just stay sinning. One second. Yeah, a lot of people would rather just stay sinning, continue to sin, you know? Because it's like, sorry, I was looking at something. Because it's like, man, I don't got to work on myself. I mean, we all sin. That's the problem. Just because we all sin does not make it okay to continue to sin. It's not. We were conditioned that way. We were taught those things. You know, that, oh, we all sin, you know, and then what makes matters worse is when you have these pastors that water down the truth, that aren't going to tell you the truth. And a lot of these pastors ain't going to tell you the truth because they still dwelling. That's why they still dwelling in the sin as well. You just will never know about it because they're not going to tell you anything. Well, my pastor said that, you know, we all sin. We all fall short. And so just because we fall short, it means that we stay down. We don't get up. There's no room for any correction. Hello? Is your pastor telling you that you should correct yourself? Is your pastor telling you that, you know, when you feel guilt behind doing the wrong thing, that's conviction? Is your pastor telling you this? Or is your pastor continuing to, you know, lie to you? What's really going on? People just I don't think they'll never understand. People will never understand until the real judgment hits close to home. Until the real judgment hits close to home. And see, a lot of people live with that mindset too of, I mean, you know, we're all going to be raptured anyway, so we'll be gone. I don't know when people going to realize that there is no rapture. It's like 99% of the world believes that in a rapture. And I'm not going to give out the wrong information because once I find it, because I did my research, so once I find it, I'm going to put it in the comment section after this live stream is over with to show you guys who really started the whole rapture thing. And it's, I mean, y'all gotta understand something. You gotta look at it like this too. I'm not sure, you know, if y'all have ever played this game when you were young in school. There was a game that we used to play of, you know, you gather around in a circle and you whisper the correct thing into the first person's ear, and by the time it gets all the way around to the end of the circle, I guess it was called gossip or rumors or whatever the name of the game was, by the time it reaches the very end of the circle, you ask that person, okay, so what was said, and they say something totally different from what originally was whispered into the first person's ear, if you get where I'm coming from. If you don't get it, I don't know what to tell you. All I can say is rumors, gossip. You know, just understand that. But people, they don't even believe in God. They just believe that, oh, there is a rapture though. You know, and it's really because of what they heard. And a lot of people believe in social media. They don't believe in God, but they believe in social media. Ain't that crazy? They don't believe in God, but, you know, they believe what they heard. So what they heard is true, obviously, because everybody else is saying it. Everybody else is saying it. So, I mean, there must be a rapture. So we're all going to be raptured then. If you don't come to the realization that we ain't going nowhere, you ain't going nowhere. There's still some things that you have yet to see that you need to see. Yep. And see, people believe that that is, you know, people believe that that is just simply the whole entire world ending in one. That's what it is that they need to see. You know, the world flooding or the world being on fire, or, you know, they believe that they have to see that. No. It's so many different things that could occur. And by the way, I am not saying that there is a rapture either, because it's not. It's really not. It's not a rapture. There is no rapture. We're not going to be sent up into the clouds and stuff like that. You know, Our clothes are not going to be on the ground, and we're going to be all sent up into the clouds as one. That's not going to happen. There were thousands and probably more, people that have yet to be found underneath all of the destruction that happened in Venezuela, from the earthquakes. It's stuff like that. Disasters that happen that take people out. I saw the moments leading up, until the tragedy happened. These people were living like in the days of Noah, man. They was living it up. They was having fun. They was out at the beach, turning up. All of a sudden, whole entire city destroyed within a matter of seconds. God don't play no games. He do not play no games. All of those people died, lost their lives. It's stuff like that that can happen. Y'all sitting up here talking about a rapture, talking about, we all just gonna be sent up into the clouds one day. He's gonna return and he's gonna take us all with him. No, hold on, because everybody ain't going to heaven. That's the thing. Everybody ain't going to heaven. Just because you see a person that puts on a show for you and portrays the image to be a kind-hearted, good-hearted person does not necessarily mean that they are actually a kind-hearted, good-hearted person. You don't know a person's true intentions behind closed doors. You don't know what a person really is thinking behind closed doors. We don't even know our own hearts, to be honest. God knows the real intentions of our hearts. He does. So at the end of the day, that's the problem with the world. Everybody just think that they going to heaven. Everybody feel like I'm going to heaven. I know I am. Because we're going to be raptured. So when he returns, he taking us with him. No. No and no and no. If you have not sat here during your time of living before a mass destruction does happen, rather it happens to this whole entire country at one time, or it happens in your city or in your state, whatever the case may be. But before that time, if you have not taken the time out to cleanse yourself from within, to change your ways, to get closer to God, then how do you think you're going to heaven? People don't even realize how, us in this country, we sit back and we watch destruction happen to other countries. And we're like, wow, oh my God, did you hear about what happened in Venezuela? Did you hear about what happened in Jamaica? Oh my God, did you hear about what happened in Japan? And you so focused on what happened over there. And I'm not saying that, I'm not saying forget them people. Forget them. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a heart. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel bad for all the innocent lives that were taken. But all I can say is God do not play no games. He don't play. Okay? But we so busy zoning in on what's going on over in other countries and worried about their destruction and, you know, the wars that they have going on, and I don't even know what that was. Um Worried about the wars that they have going on in other countries, and, you know, well, you get where I'm coming from. We sitting up here worried about everybody else except trying to get ourselves together. We sitting up here worried about everybody else and not even realizing either that God is actually sparing us every single day. Here in America. Here in America, he's sparing us. And y'all just sitting here taking it for granted. Continuing to do wrong. You know, feeling like there is no need to do right. Feeling like, who am I to even be sitting up here talking? You know, he's sparing us. He's sparing us. That could have been us. That could have been us. Like, come on, man. Well, I mean, it was an earthquake in California. It was. But where you at right now, you still alive, right? I'm not sure how many lives were taken from the earthquake in California either. I don't know. But all I could say is, if you sitting here right now and you listening to me, and all I can say is, if you sitting here overall right now and you continuing to sit here and you live in America or wherever you live, he is sparing you right now. He is giving you an opportunity to change. He actually gives us chances, times and chances every single day. Every day that we wake up, he's giving us another chance. He's giving us another opportunity. And it's up to you how you want to live, how you want to take that. Do you want to continue to show your kids the wrong way? Do you want to continue to be the person that you've been for that long? And just because everybody else said it seemed like you different, you know, you take that and run with it. Because I had to tell a person about themselves before. And I told them, I said, man, you still act the same way. What? That's the first time I heard that. Because a lot of people that I've been talking to told me that I changed. I said, well, those people that told you that, they're more than likely lost right along with you. But I'm going to be honest, like, you haven't changed a bit. And I don't know what they seeing. Maybe it's a new style that you have, because, I mean, you do have a new style physically, you know. But mentally, it seemed like you became a little bit worse. And they just waved me off like, whatever. And I'm like, See, when you try to respectfully tell people, you know, you try to tell people, they don't want to hear that. It took a lot for me to really finally have to put my pride to the side, you know. For my husband to tell me about myself in the beginning. Because I was just like a lot of y'all a while back. I used to say the same thing. What? Who are you to tell me about myself? You ain't changed. And you ready to put something back off on the next person because they telling you about yourself. You can't tell me about myself. I am changed. I know I'm changed. I know I'm doing better. But if you really sit and you really, really soak in that and you really say, you know what? Nah, for real. What is it about me that I need to change in that area? Then yeah, of course, you're gonna finally realize that hey, it's time to correct myself. You know? If that makes sense, if I said that right, but you know, y'all know where I'm getting at. Pretty much, you know, there's always room for correction. You know? At any time you do wrong and you know it's wrong and you feel guilt afterwards, that is conviction. It's time to correct yourself. When you ignore that, when you ignore the correction, when you ignore the conviction, too much pride. People got to understand too that, see, pride will be the death of you. Pride will be the death of you, especially if you continue to live with pride. You know, I know a lot of people like that, man. I know a lot of people like that. You know, like for instance, this system that I'm battling, that I'm dealing with, in terms of my other children, a lot of those people that are in the system that have my children are very prideful. They feel like they doing the right thing. They feel like this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to keep families away from one another, separate them because the parents just don't deserve their kids. But you know what? God got other plans. So I ain't even finna dive into that right now. You know what I'm saying? God has other plans. And they hate when I say that because they like to try to figure out how they can alter that. And that ain't nothing but Satan that's working within them. That's what they got to understand. They're not opening their hearts intentionally. They're blocking the goodness of God from coming within them to do the right thing. So they like, yeah, I mean, she just don't deserve them. She don't deserve her children, you know. It's sick because it be foster parents and stuff like that out here. Foster parents that's the same exact way as the people that work within the system. Well, obviously foster parents work within the system as well. You rarely find any good foster parents out here. Rarely find any parents that are adoptive parent that wants to make sure that the child stays in connection with their biological parent? What reason would you have to keep a child separated away from their biological parent that has done them no wrong, that has done them no harm? What reason would you have other than the devil is hard at work within your soul and he wants to continue to help you to go the wrong route and to do the wrong thing? I mean, it ain't nothing but bitterness. That's all it is. It's bitterness, it's pride, it is, envy, all of that. So I'm just saying, like, what? That's all it is. Just bitterness, evil, uh, bitterness, pride, and yeah, evil, of course. But see, that's what I'm saying. They are dealing with a hell from within. Because see, when people are already dealing with hell from within, they, putting you through something, they feel like putting you through something will be putting you through a hell also. When technically, you too late for that. Why did I say you too late for that? Because once upon a time, you might have been able to, try to bring me down with you when I was a soulless person. But over time, God has been working within me. God has been keeping me humble. God has been giving me strength every single day of my life. God has been helping me to deal with what you're actually doing to me. So, at the end of the day, God also wants me to understand that, hey, look, those are my children. Those are your children still, no matter what. Still your children. You still a great mother. You still a good person. I know who I am. I know who I am. Unfortunately, for a lot of you guys, a lot of y'all that feel like you thrive off of doing the next person wrong or whatever, you don't even know who you are. You don't even know your own true intentions. You really don't. You don't know the intentions of your heart. God does. You don't know who you are. All you know is you just keep doing wrong. You keep doing the wrong thing and you feel like it's right. Of course. We living in those times where, wrong is right and right is wrong. Of course. One thing I can say though is it don't matter how long my children go without seeing me. When they see me, they know who I am. And you want to know why? That is just the grace of God. That is nothing but God. That is nothing but God. Do you not know how many kids out here will go months and years without seeing their parents and end up hating their parents and end up, forgetting about their parents to the point where they forgot where they came from? But see, the love of God is covering my children while you have them. Yep. And that is why they will continue to know who I am, to know who their father is, and they will continue to respect us regardless of how far of a distance you try to keep us apart from each other. Because you're not doing anything but doing Satan's work. And he is very proud of you. The devil is proud of you and the work that you are doing for him. You know, I know for a fact that, the wicked will never rest. You really don't sleep at night, do you? You know, the wicked will be judged. So your time is coming. And God has things in store for you. Yeah, but anyway, y'all know where I'm getting at, where I'm going with that. That's a whole nother stream for a whole nother day. But it is definitely a part of this stream as well. Because we living in a land full of sin. Where people just feel like, hey, it is what it is. I am the way that I am, and I'm going to continue to be the way that I am. Because the 4th of July is coming up. The 4th of July is coming up, and I'm going to be out here popping fireworks, and I'm going to be having fun with my family. And we're going to be at a barbecue, regardless of what she says. That's the problem, though. Because, see, a lot of y'all use these holidays and this celebration and stuff like that to get lit, to get drunk, to get high. Because you feel like not only is it cool, but it can help you to take away those problems that you have deep within. But it ain't gonna do nothing but, put you in another, what do y'all say, frequency, a higher level, or however you want to call it. I don't know nothing about that stuff because I don't practice it. So if I'm not saying it right, it's because I don't mean to say it right. I don't want to say it right. I believe in God too much to care about a doggone higher frequency and higher levels of energy and all of that. So, I mean, you just don't want to do nothing but get drunk and lit and use the 4th of July and your off time that you're going to have from work from Friday, tomorrow, all the way up until Sunday. A lot of y'all couldn't wait for this time to come because y'all miss being able to celebrate. You celebrated the whole month of June pretty much. There was celebration after celebration after celebration, if you ask me. Yeah, Pride Month, Father's Day, Juneteenth. I think it was some more things going on in June. Celebrations everywhere. And I don't keep up with this stuff because I don't celebrate holidays. So all I know is July 4th is in the next 2 days, and people are already taking off of work early. I heard that people was taking off yesterday, and they're going to be off all the way until Monday. Just for what? For what? For what? The land of sin, the land of consuming. All you do is consume, 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 consume. You sat there and worked all of those hours last week and all of these hours this week to get paid or whatever. Get you even the people that didn't get paid this week. Even the people that didn't get paid this week or won't be getting paid this week is actually looking into getting them a loan so that they can go get them, a nice outfit and get them some barbecue and stuff like that for the 4th of July and buy some fireworks and invite the whole entire family over just so that they can go broke again and then complain. Because when all the celebrations are all said and done, you're going to look to politics to see what's going on. You're going to want to know what's going on in the world now. Keep on, though. Keep on celebrating. Do what you feel is best. Because in the end, God is going to be the one to judge. And just remember, like I said, I'm not sure if any of y'all saw the video, but I just saw the video early this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it yesterday? Either way, I saw a video of the moments before leading up to the Venezuela earthquakes. And when I tell you, mark my words, people were literally having fun, living it up. Everything was perfectly fine. Everything was perfectly normal. They were at the beach. All of a sudden, the whole entire city fell apart. And thousands of people died instantly. That fast. I'm telling you, you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. So while you busy on that barbecue grill this weekend, or whatever y'all finna do, because I know over here where we at, it's going to be raining, pouring down, raining, so I'm not sure if people are even going to be outside. Rather you're indoors or outdoors, it don't matter at the end of the day. Don't say I didn't tell you so. You got some work to do. You got some work to do. And the work that you have to do, it starts from within. Leave these celebrations alone and these holidays and all of that stuff, because it's meant to stay out there to continue to distract you from understanding who you are. The holidays and the celebrations and stuff like that is meant to stay here, and it ain't going nowhere unless, there's some sort of law put into place or whatever the case may be as to where they take away all holidays. But I can only imagine how the world gonna react off of that. So yeah, anyway, stay yourself away from this stuff. Because just like celebrity gossip and politics and all of that stuff is meant to distract you, trust me, holidays are as well. But I'm about to get up out of here. I stayed on here long enough. I'll be back whenever it's time for me to be back. So y'all stay tuned. Stay blessed. Keep God first in all that you do. Never forget about God, because He won't forget about you. Open up your hearts, and not just one time. Keep it open. I'm out.